Hey everyone, welcome back to If You Know You Know. I'm Tori, and today we've got a huge guest, Harley Finkelstein. He's the president of Shopify. We're talking building an iconic brand, scaling smart, and staying creative in a fast-changing world. If you're an entrepreneur, a creator, or just love a good story, this one's packed with gems. And of course, a little Montreal flavor. Let's get into it. What first sparked your entrepreneurial journey? And were you always wired that way?
I'm not going to answer that yet. Before I do that, I want to say something. Okay, I want to say something. We're here. Where are we? You want to explain where we are?
We're at the Shopify headquarters.
Yes, we're at Shopify. We're in Montreal. Beautiful Place Victoria right behind us, Victoria Square. Moishes is right there.
Love Moishes.
OG, love everyone. Loves
Yeah.
Moishes. So I'm going to pull something up here. This is not obviously a normal way to start a podcast, but I don't care. So I moved to Montreal 2 years ago.
Mhm.
I start watching some of your videos. I think they're hilarious. I write you, I give you a clapping hands emoji for one of
Yeah.
your videos, okay? And then May 20th, I say, hey, you should do a podcast about Montreal.
Mhm.
You respond, too scared, LOL. I respond, then you really should do it. That's literally how it works. The things that scare us the most are where the biggest opportunities live. Story of my entire life. True story. You say, fine, you'll be my first guest. I said, no, I'll be your second guest. Okay, fine. I said, you have 2 weeks starting now.
It's true.
Then, hold on a second. Oh, then, okay, you say, I'm going to start doing my research. It's on, exclamation mark. I said, great, call it If You Know You Know. You say, oh my God, best. Then you say this, I just want to say you helped me finally do a podcast and I'm moderating an event. Would never have done that if you hadn't messaged me, so thank you. And I said, let's fucking go. And
Let's
that's how we
fucking
met.
go.
That's how we met.
Yeah. Well, we'd
So
never met before.
we never.
This was just,
This is
online.
really the first time we're actually meeting in person.
Yeah, except for
Yeah,
the
we
event.
met at an event.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people corner me, DM me,
Mhm.
find me to try to get some sort of advice about entrepreneurship, and I have unlimited amounts of advice because I think about entrepreneurship all the time. Very few people, Tori, take the advice I give them and run with it the way you did.
Mhm.
What was amazing was, so we had this conversation. You start this podcast. It's called If You Know You Know. I randomly saw that you had done it like on episode 5 or 6. And
We're on the 20th right now.
are you? This is 20th?
Yeah.
This is going to sound maybe a little bit patronizing. It's not meant to be. I'm incredibly proud of you.
That's nice.
I think you did what everybody wants to do. Everyone wants to do something interesting, meaningful. Everybody wants to find their thing.
Mhm.
And you did. You're combining the things you're very good at. Your storytelling, you're incredibly funny, you're introspective, you have this understanding of culture, you love Montreal. The Venn diagram of your life like led you to this show that you have. And again, a lot of people ask me for advice, but you literally just did it. And
Yeah.
kudos
Well, I
to you.
took the exact name that you gave me.
It was a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at branding.
Everyone's like, how'd you get that? I'm like,
Yeah.
Harley,
Yeah,
you
no,
told me.
I'm good at branding.
Yeah.
But it is amazing. So, anyways, now we can start the podcast.
Okay.
I think your viewers deserve to know
Mhm.
the journey that you've been on to get to episode 20. And it's a story I want to tell.
I'm not used to compliments. I
Yeah,
don't know how to take
okay.
a compliment.
Yeah, you're fine. Just
I'm
say thank
not.
you.
Thank you so much.
That's it.
No, all my friends give me compliments. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that. But yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so tell us about Shopify's early days. I know
Uh,
everyone knows, but you know.
Shopify's early days. Well, let me first maybe tell you a little bit of my early days because I think it feeds into
Mhm.
Shopify's early days. I was born in Montreal. I moved to South Florida when I was pretty young, when I was 13 years old. We moved to Boca Raton, where I went to high school. And when I was 13, the only thing in the world I wanted to do was be a DJ. I'm Jewish. I went to a lot of bar mitzvahs. Every weekend it seemed I was at a bar mitzvah, and I thought DJs were the coolest
Mhm.
people in the world.
They are.
They would turn a seated crowd eating like kosher chicken dinner to like a conga line in like 30 seconds. And I was like, wow, those guys are magicians. So I wanted to be a DJ. Nobody would hire me. My father decided, my dad's an immigrant. They came to Canada in 56 during the Hungarian Revolution. My grandparents are Holocaust survivors. They came in the 50s, my dad and his siblings, and they moved to Chamonix, where a lot of the Hungarian immigrants moved to. My grandfather set up shop at the Jean Paul Farmers Market. He started an egg stall called Le Capitaine.
Wow.
It's still there today. So anyone watching goes to the Jean Paul Market, you'll see a tiny little egg stall, especially in winter. It's like literally, I don't know, maybe like 6 feet.
Yeah.
And it sells, because there's a Capitaine on top, and they sell eggs. So my family story is, they didn't call it entrepreneurship, but it was one of entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
And so my dad said, if no one will hire you as a DJ,
Sorry.
so my dad said, if no one will hire you, once you start your own DJ, come in and hire yourself.
Mhm.
And I ended up DJing like 500 bar mitzvahs as a teenager. I say that because that was the first time where I used this tool called entrepreneurship to solve my problem.
Mhm.
The problem was, it was one of passion. I wanted to do something or be something that I couldn't. Entrepreneurship helped me solve it. Later in life, when I was in college, I moved back to Montreal to go to McGill. I had to support myself. I started a t-shirt company and ended up moving to Ottawa to go to law school, because a mentor of mine convinced me that law school would be like finishing school for entrepreneurship. This t-shirt business that I had started to do really well. We made t-shirts for all these universities across Canada and started to become a bigger company. And he said, look, the sophistication of the t-shirt, the schmutza business, the apparel industry, isn't necessarily high. If you want to operate an at-scale business one day, you should look at law school, like
Mhm.
almost to sort of basically to acquire the skills you'll need to build a much larger company later on. And this particular mentor was teaching a lot at the University of Ottawa. So I moved to Ottawa in 2005, had no friends or family there. Ended up meeting this brilliant programmer, this engineer from Germany who just moved to Ottawa as well, named Toby. And we became friends. We started hanging out every Friday night. And Toby initially, when he moved to Canada, tried to get a job, couldn't get a job. So he decided he would sell snowboards on the internet. And in 2005 or 2004, at this point, it was very expensive or very complicated to build an online store. So he had written this piece of software to sell these snowboards. And he set up the snowboard shop. It's called snowdevil.ca, did really well.
Wow.
But very quickly, he realized that the snowboard business was a good idea, but the software that he'd written to build the snowboard business was a great idea. And so he focused on the software business. And that's around the time where I met him. And we were hanging out, and I said, I had this t-shirt business that was making t-shirts for universities, but I was looking to move into more of a licensed t-shirt business where we would sell like Batman t-shirts and Spider-Man t-shirts direct to consumer. And so I asked him if I could use the software to sell my t-shirts, and I would become one of the first people to ever use Shopify. Finished grad school. I'm giving you a very condensed version of this, but I finished grad school. I did a joint law MBA, and called Toby up in 2009 and said, I want to join you and a small group of people and help build this thing called Shopify. And that was 17 years ago at this point. Sorry, that's a very long answer to a very short question, which is tell us the early days of Shopify. But that brings me to the early days of Shopify, which was the first couple years. It was insane. It was Swiss Army knife mode. It was everybody do everything. Kind of like what you're doing now with your podcast. You're obviously the host, but you're also involved in every aspect of
Yeah.
it. You probably looked at this room and said, I like the light here. I think we should sit there. I think the early days of most companies, and Shopify had this, it's fucking chaos.
Mhm.
And it's a beautiful chaos. It's like, it's this chaotic opera where people are kind of trying to find how to add value. You don't know if you're going to make it one other day. And in many ways, I miss those days, because now, I mean, Shopify is the first or second largest company in Canada today.
Wow.
Depends on the market and the stock price on the day, but it's either us or RBC being the number one, number two. And today it's a lot more. I mean, we're dialed in now. We are running like a global operation, 8,000 people. We're like 12% of US e-commerce. This is a well-oiled machine. But I miss some of those early scrappy days where, like, if the floor is dirty, like, give me a mop.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. That's a long answer to a short question.
No, that was
but
great.
here we go.
And then Shopify scaled insanely fast. How did you maintain culture?
Hmm.
And then
Culture.
and creativity during that time? And I love the culture here. This is free.
Yes, it's free.
I
I mean, someone pays for it, but yes.
I'm like, how do
So I'm
I?
gonna take a photo of this.
I'm like, how do I pay for this? The guy's like, it's free. I'm like, yes.
We are here with the team. There's a team.
Guys, I
We're
have a
on
team.
The
Isn't
If
that
You
great?
Know You Know podcast, the Tori Morden podcast, and let's go.
Let's
Okay, you can
fucking
keep
go.
it on there. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna keep
So
everything.
you keep everything.
Okay.
Culture.
I'm feeling better now, just so
Good. Now
everyone
you're,
knows.
now you're in a groove?
Now I'm fine. But,
Good.
it's like, because
You didn't warm up.
no, a problem.
I told you before we started running the cameras. That's why I meditate every morning.
Yeah, but
Because
how do you meditate? You literally, like, I just can't. My brain
we will
is
go into my
just
office
too.
right after this.
Actually, no, you don't have time.
I have
We
one chair.
already. He said that you have something at 3:05.
I do.
So
But
yeah.
if you can, maybe we'll finish a minute early. You'll see my office. I have a chair like this, looking out the window, and when I walk in my office every morning, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what day I have, I sit down. I don't wrap tefillin, but I count breaths for 8 minutes. 4 in, 8 out. 4 in, 8 out. And I'm not some sort of like mindfulness guru. I have high anxiety. I know that when my mind is in a particular place and I'm dialed in, I can do really hard shit all day, every day. And when my mind is a mess, like I'm a mess. And so it's something that I need it. I need to meditate every morning. But
Do you
I will
like
convince you
before
that.
you wake up your kids?
No, I do when I get to the office because
Okay.
because I have two, Lindsay and I, my wife and I have two kids. Zoe is 6 and Bailey's 9. A 6-year-old and 9-year-old in the house, like in the morning, it's chaos. And so I need to like leave the house. Kids are at school, and then when I get here, meditate 8 minutes, and then I start my day. And I do it every day.
What time do you get here in the
And
morning?
usually get here at 8:30.
Okay, that's good. That's reasonable.
And depending on the day, I work from, I don't know, I'm usually here till 5 or 6, and then go home, usually work out, have dinner with the family, and then I go back to my home office and I work for another hour or two.
Wow,
And I've been doing that for 17 years.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And weekend, anyways, we can have weekends later. You were talking about culture.
Fast.
Yeah.
How did you maintain culture and creativity during that time?
Some of this is going to be a little cheesy, but it's actually
We love cheesy here.
It's incredibly honest. Most people, I'm actually going to show you this also. In my office, I actually have a poster of an eagle, and it says leadership underneath it. And the reason I have that poster is because that's what most people think culture is. They put up a poster on the wall that says leadership, and they're like, that's our culture. It's bullshit. My team bought it for me as a joke.
Yeah.
Because like it's the opposite of culture. What you have on the walls means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Culture, I really believe, is what happens when nobody is watching. How do people operate when no one is observing them?
Mm-hmm.
No one's looking over their shoulder. How do they act? And I think one of the ways you're able to maintain culture is having a company that like really gives a shit about the mission. That's what I mean. Like mission kind of has a weird term. It sounds cheesy, but like Shopify we are the entrepreneurship company. Our mission is very simple. Our software, our infrastructure, the product, it's really, really interesting and very sophisticated, and there's complexity to it.
Yeah.
But the mission of the company is simple: create more entrepreneurs. That's it. C'est tout. So if you work at Shopify, you must have a connection to entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
Either your family was an entrepreneur, you yourself were an entrepreneur, somehow entrepreneurship in your life has made things better. And by virtue of that, you probably care about the idea that more people will gain access to entrepreneurship through the product we make. And I think when you care about the mission, culture is able to be maintained. The second thing is most people that you'll meet at Shopify, everyone from the person that says hi to you when you walk in to, all up to the executives, we are all entrepreneurs, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Either we were entrepreneurs at an earlier stage. I still run a tea company called Firebelly, just to make sure that I understand the product really well. Shopify is a company that makes products for entrepreneurs built by entrepreneurs ourselves. And I think that has allowed us to scale the culture in a way that it keeps getting better. And I think culture also is like, it's like a living tree. It's not static. It evolves over time. And then I think the key is the companies that last the longest, the companies that are generational companies, are the companies whose culture gets better every time you add one more person to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Other companies, they try to maintain this culture. They have this thing and it's precious and it's static. They're like, this is it. Let's never change it. That is insane. You cannot have the same culture at 30 people than you do at 8,000 people. Yeah. But I would say the culture today is just as good as it was when we were 30 people, if not better. The difference is now we have scale. Now we can do so much more with this culture. Yeah. And the best example I can give you of culture is the fact that we're about to go into our busy, I don't know when this episode will air, but Super Bowl. Next week. Okay. Super Bowl here at Shopify is actually will be the week where this comes. It's Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Last year, over 4 days, we did $11.5 billion in 4 days on Shopify, which is an unbelievable number. But it's not like, the reason it's Super Bowl is because the millions of merchants that rely on us to help them run their business, like that's when they need us most. And the coolest thing happens at Shopify in those 4 days. You see people, first of all, like we're all like always on. There's like no one leave. This place is packed
Mhm.
24/7, 4 days straight. But what you see is every person, every team, in every area of the business, the level of give a shit is so high because we know that like in some cases, Ben Francis, who runs Gymshark, wants to help build his billion-dollar company. But there's some other woman who's working right around the corner from here at her mom's kitchen table who's just trying to like make enough money so she can buy Christmas gifts for her
Mhm.
kids. And across the board, we take that so seriously. And we own that. We look at ourselves like the guardians of the world's entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
And that's our culture. And I think it's getting better and better every day here,
Mhm.
which
And the
is cool.
Shopify Summit.
And
I
Summit
heard that
too.
was epic.
That was epic. That is so why do we do Summit? Why do we bring 8,000
Yeah.
people together in Toronto? It's a reminder of what this place is all about. It's a reminder of what we do, what our mission is, what we care about. We bring merchants in. We talk about what matters to this company. It is very much like, it's like going to church.
Mhm.
That's what Summit is. And I mean
Okay.
that in the best way possible, or
Yeah.
going to synagogue. It is a reminder of why we all come to work every day.
How many days was it? 2?
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
And you DJ'd?
I DJ.
I saw.
I DJ.
Killing it.
Thank you. Thank you. I
And
know
then
it's a compliment.
what advice would you give people building their own business right now?
I mean, 2025, like the barrier to entry has never been lower.
Mhm.
The cost of failure has never been lower. The ability to scale has never been higher. I get a text message this morning at 6:15 a.m. from these 4 Italian guys in the gym, literally on their phone like this. And it was, yo, Harley, it's the man-made underwear.
Mhm.
They're like, yo, Harley, it's the man-made guys. I think they're Italian.
Yeah.
We just crossed 1 million orders.
Oh, wow.
1 million orders, not $1 million.
Yeah.
1 million orders on Shopify. I hope they don't mind
Wow.
me saying this. I think they'll be fine with me saying it. But
Yeah.
like they crossed 1 million orders.
Mhm.
And that is unbelievable. That is like, that's what I mean by like the scale has never been bigger. That 4 friends, I think they're like best friends, out of a tiny office in Montreal, have an idea to make better fitting underwear.
Mhm.
And not 10 years later, but like a couple of years later, they're able to do 1 million orders. My advice is if you have something that you really care about and you believe the world will find value in it, start your business.
Mhm.
This is not a Shopify pitch. You can start it if you want to do it on your own or you want to do it on some other platform. I think our platform is by far the best. But if you want to do it elsewhere, you can. But my advice to entrepreneurs are just go. Like,
Mhm.
just get started, just like you with your podcast. Because again, like 2 mics, couple cameras, some really smart people, like get together. You can build a podcast that can be around for generations. That's my advice. My advice is stop with the, well, I can't, or I don't know how, or it's too expensive, or I've never done it. When you look at the businesses on Shopify that have grown from mom's kitchen table to $1 billion, all of them had the same type of self-doubt. All of them had the same type of excuses. The difference is they just did it anyway.
Yeah.
And they've pursued these incredible, ambitions. And the end result is
Killing it.
man-made guys did 1 million orders. Like,
That's so
holy
crazy.
shit.
And they're from Montreal?
They're Montreal guys.
Wow.
Montreal guys. And they're so excited.
crazy.
It's like, I'll show you the video after. Like, it's amazing. Like, them in the gym, like, you can see, like, they're homies.
Yeah.
Like, they're so close. And like, yo, check this out. Check out what we just did. It was wild.
That's amazing. And then how do you spot new opportunities before everyone else? Like with me?
I like talent.
Yeah.
So when I find someone who's doing something interesting, I will reach out to them all the
Mhm.
time. It may be someone who's posting Instagram videos making fun of like
neighborhoods.
Westmount.
Yeah.
It may be a chef who I just see like, I spoke to, Laurent Desjardins.
Mhm.
I spoke to Laurent yesterday. Like,
He's killing
he's
it right
amazing.
now. Yeah.
But I reached out to him months ago and said, like, I love how you're doing this particular thing. And so I whenever I see someone doing something interesting, I always reach out and say there's no ask. It's just like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
If I can help, great. But like, you're just, so I'm trying to spot talent. I also try as much as possible, at least from a Shopify perspective, to really like be feet on the streets.
Mhm.
So I'm constantly looking at like what new retailers are doing. I spent the last, I'm in New York a lot. We have a big office here now. And so my kids were off last week for some reason. There's fall break now. I don't know what that even
Oh
is,
my
but
God.
now there's
Wish
fall
I had
break. I
that.
thought there was only winter break. So I brought my kids and Lindsay came with me to New York, and we were just walking around, and like, they want to go into, it's called the Jellycat Cafe
Yeah.
in FAO Schwartz.
I've heard this is a thing.
This thing is amazing,
Yeah.
but like,
They just opened one here now.
did they?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. So I want to understand what it is, and like, it's basically actors that are pretending to cook, but they're giving out stuffed animals, and like, so I'm constantly looking at new things, and the way that I think I'm able to stay ahead of the curve on a lot of trends is simply by like being in the places where these interesting things are happening and being deeply curious. And part of the reason why like Fire Belly Tea exists is not because I want to build a tea company. It's because I want to put myself in the shoes of what it's like to start a business, a modern business
Yeah.
on Shopify now. And there's no better way for me to do it than for me to actually run my own business on the platform.
Is it just tea? Or is
Tea
it
and tea
like,
accessories.
okay. But is
Tea
it like, did you lose weight from it?
No,
Fire Belly?
it's
Like,
just
you know?
really, it's
It's just like really good.
it's like really good tea. Fire
Okay.
Belly,
I thought you meant like,
believe,
you know,
I
like,
started with my best friend David Siegel. David's
okay.
the founder of David's
Love
Tea.
David's tea. So,
He's
yeah.
amazing. So he's obviously not David's Tea anymore. So this is a much higher end version of than David's Tea. That David's Tea has a lot more like flavorings. This is like the highest quality, natural tea.
Okay.
And entrepreneurs, I think, all have fires in their belly, like you do, for sure.
Smart.
For sure.
Yeah.
So this is like tea for like high driving entrepreneurs
Okay.
who probably can't drink caffeine too late. Otherwise you can't sleep, I suspect.
Well, that's probably why I was so red, because I had
too much
caffeine
caffeine.
like 20 minutes
So
ago.
you should switch to high quality sencha or matcha from Fire Belly.
Okay. I'm going to
and
take some to go.
yes, use
before I leave.
coupon code Tori.
Tori 15.
Tori 15 for 15% off. If you're watching this and you don't get the discount, please tell me. I don't think that discount exists yet. Yeah, I don't even know what we were talking about.
And then, okay, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Because we only have 30 minutes left.
Oh my gosh. Where do I see myself in the 5 to 10 years right here? Like, what do you mean? This is my life's work. This is it for me.
I don't know. Like
This
maybe
is it.
maybe starting another business on
No,
Shopify.
no,
Like,
no.
I don't know.
No, this is it. Like Shopify is my life's work.
Okay.
This, like,
Okay.
people talk about life's work and stuff. What is life's work? Life's work is simply the following. When your personal mission, the thing you personally give a shit about more than anyone else, and your professional thing line up, that's life's work. That's it for me.
So you'll be here.
I don't have a better idea that like in the world than helping to like run this amazing company called Shopify. I love entrepreneurship. I deeply believe in it. There's no company that is creating more of it than Shopify. And I get to grow at this incredible pace of, my craft is really storytelling. And there's no soapbox for me that's bigger than Shopify to be a storyteller and to get better at being storytelling. And also to tell the best story, which I think is that of our company. What else? 5, 10 years. I don't know. I want to be a good dad. I want to be a good husband.
That's nice.
I want to manage my anxiety better. I like doing all endurance races. I want to do more endurance races.
Well, you did that one in Toronto.
I did. I've done it twice now. It's called 2929. That was really fun. It's like climbing Mount Everest. What else? I'd like to be better at tennis. I'd like to be a better tennis player.
We were just talking about that, tennis.
Yeah, it's a great sport.
You have to get a hobby in life.
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah. Tennis is great. It's really fun. And
yeah, but
I
you
think,
have to run a lot.
Yeah. What's that?
You have to run. Like
I like
doubles
to run.
is my.
Yeah, okay. I like to run.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think you made fun of my tennis club once upon a time.
Which one?
The Mount Royal. I'm with the Mount Royal.
Oh, yes.
Mount Royal
I
Tennis
used to be a
Club.
member there.
Which we love. What's that? You remember there?
No, I used to be.
Okay. Why not anymore?
I'm going to delete this, but we charged the credit card too much. My parents wanted to kill us.
Okay,
so.
please don't delete this. This is the best
Never.
part. That's the
no,
amazing
my
part of it.
parents threatened us 3 times and then we were out. So yeah. Because we're 4.
Well, if you
in the
want, if
family.
you join again.
Well, no, I'm
there's
part of
like a-
Hillside now,
Okay, excuse me.
which is
Right.
not. No. It's
No,
like
I
shitty
don't know.
compared to MRTC.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably shouldn't be recorded.
I don't care.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you stay inspired and avoid burnout? Some people say burnout is not a thing. I think it is. Maybe you
What does burnout
don't.
mean?
Burnout, just
What
like
does it mean to you?
tired. Mental health is bad. Because I'm very into mental health. You are too. I don't know.
Paradoxically, you're into mental health, but like you never meditate and like.
No, but I'm into mental health. I raise money for mental health.
Okay, because
I have a
you're more in
foundation.
terms of like the philanthropic side of mental health,
Exactly.
rather
I
than the
try to
practical
help.
side of mental health.
I try to help, but I don't actually
Yeah.
do it for myself.
Burn. I have a ton of energy. I think if you fill your cup up with things that you love,
Yeah. then you won't.
I don't. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
so that's how you avoid
that's how I
burnout.
do it. I don't do things that I don't love doing. And I make, you know, if you ask like my best friends or my wife or my, you know, my our crew of people that spend all my time with, um, I try to make everything really special. So like Friday night, like I think my work is special, but Friday night I have like a date night with my youngest daughter with Zoe. And
That's cute.
like we already have a plan of where we're going. Like
Mhm.
we're very intentional about that. Saturday morning, I know what I'm doing. Saturday night, I know what I'm doing. Next week is Black Friday. I'm going to be running around. I try to be very thoughtful and intentional about everything in my life. And so there are things that I just say no to. I like you and I like your show, so I want to do your podcast, but there are other podcasts I don't want to do. It's not going to fill me up with
Mhm.
any energy. And so I think the ability to say no to things and
Thank
say
God you
yes
said
to things you
yes.
love, it means like it's a lot more difficult to burn out. Because I don't actually think burnout is about being tired. I
Mhm.
think burnout is when you have a conflict between what you're actually doing externally and what internally you know you should be doing. And when those things are in unison, they line up well, it isn't burnout. It's
Mhm.
like, you know, they call it flow states. And I try to maintain a certain flow state in everything that
Yeah.
I do.
Like I should meditate, but I don't. Okay. Do you have any other side projects outside of Shopify that you want that you do?
The
You already
thing
said
that
that, but
I mean, I mentioned Firebelly, although Firebelly actually got really big, and so we hired
yeah.
a CEO for Firebelly. So
Oh.
it's being run by this amazing entrepreneur named Sean out of Vancouver. The other thing that I really love doing is I don't watch sports. I'm not a
Okay.
sports guy. I don't watch like I don't turn on the TV and watch NFL or
Mhm.
whatever sports are. When we moved here, we got amazing season tickets to the Habs. It was fun, but like I don't really enjoy that
Yeah.
stuff. So instead, I record a podcast called Big Shot, which is an
I've heard it.
archive of the world's greatest Jewish entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
So I sit down with these incredible people who most of them are above the age of 75 or 80 years old. Most of them are self-made billionaires.
Mhm.
And all of them are incredibly inspiring. And I sit down with them on the weekends and I ask them to tell me their story. And because they're at a particular stage of life, they're very candid. Last week's episode was Michael Ovitz, who created Creative Artist Agency, basically the king of Hollywood.
Mhm.
But he recreated how agencies work with, you know, actors and production companies and how it all kind of fits together and how they work with writers and how they work with like studios. Um, and so I've interviewed like Linda Resnick created Fiji Water, Aldo Bensadoun, Jonathan Weiner from Canderel, Izzy Sharp from the
Wow.
Four Seasons, Bobby Brown, Mickey Drexler, King of Retail. So we've done now like, I don't know, 25 of these
Mhm.
episodes. And it's a project. It's a project. It's David and I do it. David Siegel and I do it. It's a project for us.
Mhm.
We don't like people listen and it's cool that people like it, but we're just basically doing it for us. And that is
Fun.
a side project that it it kind of combines the thing that a few things I love, which is I'm a very proud Jewish entrepreneur and Jewish person, but also I love entrepreneurship, and these are the legends, the icons of in the Jewish entrepreneurial segment, and some of them we interviewed this guy Don Sofer who built Aventura, Florida.
Oh
He bought
wow.
800 acres in 1967, I think, of swampland in South Florida and literally elevated the land
Yeah.
and turned it into what is now Aventura.
Wow.
And about
It's
2 weeks
insane.
after our interview, he died. So we've captured the story of how Aventura was built by Don Sofer.
That's
And
so
so
crazy.
it's an amazing project, something I'm really proud of. And it's something I hope to do the rest of my life.
Okay. And then
I
what
got
do you
really serious. I know we want to keep things light, so
No, I
I want to talk
love
about
what do you
death
mean? I
anymore.
love
Yeah, yeah.
serious.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
a very
sure.
serious
Yeah,
person if
you're
you
not that
didn't.
serious. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like really serious, just like this fucking mic. Okay, so what do you love most about Montreal's business and creative scene? I feel like you love
I
Montreal.
love
It's like your
Montreal.
thing.
Oh
Like
my God. I
you're
mean,
trying to like
it's not my thing.
you're
It's just
trying to
like,
like revamp
I'm
Montreal.
not trying to revamp it. I just
Because
think
everyone
like,
hates a lot. Like I find people hate Montreal.
I don't get it. It's
I
like,
I don't
so
know.
let me just say
I don't
this,
know.
okay? Let me, like, on the record here. Maybe this is going to sound bad, but I don't really care. Lindsay and I decided to leave Ottawa basically in 2022.
Yeah.
Made a decision we don't live in Ottawa anymore. Shopify has this new model called digital by default, meaning
Mhm.
like we like to be in person. I'm in an office most days, but generally the company kind of operates in the internet.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look at any press release from Shopify, it doesn't say Ottawa, comma Canada at the beginning.
Yeah.
It says internet, comma everywhere. So we're
Okay.
we are a global company. So that gave us an opportunity to basically rethink where we want to live. And so we narrowed it down to 3 places.
Mhm.
Miami, because I grew up near there, and we go to Miami. We spend most of March there every year. New York City, because that's where a lot of my work is, and Montreal.
Mhm.
Those are three cities. We have a place in Toronto, but Toronto just never was really made the list for us. It's not a bad city. I love Toronto.
I
We
lived there
we have a
for 2
great time
years.
there. But you did, yeah. So I lived there too for articles, and we've had a condo there for 10 years.
Yeah.
So we're there fairly regularly. But it was those three cities. And Lindsay and I spend a lot of time in
Mhm.
those three cities, looking at houses and figuring out, like, even in some cases, looking at schools for the
Mhm.
kids. And ultimately, we decided on Montreal. So the move to Montreal was very deliberate.
Yeah.
It was a choice we made. It wasn't like we came here because, like, we chose Montreal. And initially we got here, we had like this, it was like the honeymoon effect,
Mhm.
right? Like everything was amazing. Restaurants, food, people, like everything was so great. We're now just over 2 years in. I still think it's so great. I think it's like the greatest place in the world to
Mhm.
live. Now, the reason I'm being loud about it, the reason that you're saying like it's my thing, is I have been a little bit on a bit of a media tour promoting Montreal, right?
Yeah.
The reason is I find Montreal has this weird self-deprecating thing
Yeah.
where a lot of people from Montreal love to lament
Mhm.
Montreal. The weather, the traffic, the construction, the politics, the whatever. Let me be very clear to everyone watching. Every city has this.
Exactly.
So you have to think about, like, what has the best level of trade-offs.
Mhm.
And I think when you sort of net out the trade-offs, Montreal to me stacks above any city that I
agree.
can ever live in. I feel that there are elements of culture in Europe that I love. I'm still in North America. I'm an hour flight from the capital of capital, New
Mhm.
York City. I'm an hour flight from Toronto. We live in Westmount. I think Westmount is the most lovely community
Mhm.
ever. I never thought, just to say the thing, that I'd be able to live in Westmount.
Yeah.
When I grew up, I didn't have a
Oh.
lot of money. So the idea of living there is very meaningful to me. And I think it's an interesting place. I think Montreal ultimately is a city of immigrants. And I think immigrants are incredibly resourceful. And that resourcefulness turned the city into a city of entrepreneurs. So I love talking to Anthony Gentili about the stories of like old school Chabanel, when like it was one Gentili
Yeah.
downstairs in Chabanel, and like it was like David Biton and Sal Parasuco playing foosball and talking about like, GSM counts on sweaters. And I'd be in the back like sipping my like espresso, just like taking notes.
Yeah.
So Montreal to me is this city with full of entrepreneurial energy, and I just love it. And I'm still just, this Saturday night we're going to go to Fleur and Cadeau.
Mhm.
Never been
It's good
there.
there.
Heard it's great.
Yeah.
Never been there. Like there's still
There's so many
places
restaurants.
that I love that I haven't tried that I hear are so incredible. And I love the country being an hour away. Like nobody has it. Like the Hamptons are 3 hours
Yeah.
from New York City. Muskoka is 3 hours from Toronto. We're 1 hour away from the most beautiful mountain lakes area ever. There's a lot to love here. But part of why I'm being so loud about it is because I feel like sometimes Montrealers need to be reminded of how great this place is.
Love that answer.
What do you think?
I mean, I love Montreal.
I know.
I lived in Toronto, hated it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I just love Montreal. Just
What do you
for
love about
me,
it?
the French is not the best. Like, I
Why?
don't speak, my French is horrible, and people bully me online.
Bully you have because you
Speak French, speak French. I'm like, but you don't want to hear me speak French.
No, but
I literally say that.
Okay, so look, let me push back a little bit because I
try to. I went to French school. I just
you do.
suck.
So I did not go to French school. I went to Spanish River
Yeah.
Community High School in Boca Raton, Florida. We didn't learn
Oh.
we didn't really learn French there. So ça fait 2 ans que j'ai retourné déménager ici. J'apprends français un petit peu.
You're good though.
I'm not. But la raison que j'apprends is because I do believe that what makes Montreal special, what makes Quebec special, is the French language. And when I first got here, a mentor of mine pulled me aside. I'll tell the real story. Aldo Benson pulled me aside when I first moved to Montreal. Him and I were giving a talk at McGill, a retail talk, an old school versus new school retail. Ironically, we started the conversation. They asked me, what's my favorite retail brand? I said the most old school brand. I said Cucinelli. He said Kith, the most new school brand.
Oh my God.
So it was really cool. But
Yeah.
Aldo kind of pulled me aside and said, you're going to be asked about French during this talk today. And you're going to say that Montreal should be bilingual. I said, that's correct. And he says, let me explain to you why it's so important
Yeah.
that this place actually, the official language is French. And he uses sort of this pendulum. And the pendulum kind of goes like this and like this, like 180 degrees. And he said, so if you are bilingual and you're kind of in the middle, the pull of the world is English. The internet language is English. The language of culture and entertainment, Hollywood is English. The music listening. So if you say that we're bilingual, the pull of the world will automatically make us English, which will lose some of the flavor, some of the je ne sais quoi about the city. But if it's actually a French city, the inertia kind of pulls us into this beautiful middle ground where Montreal is English and French. And Aldo is much more articulate than I am in saying that story. But when he said it, I was like, I think I understand it. 2 years in, I really understand it. So when I go to Parma Cafe across the street here to order my coffee, je commande en français. Quand je vais au restaurant français comme l'Express or something where I know it's really French, je commande always in French.
Okay.
Now, they know that I'm not a
But
francophone.
do they speak back in English?
Sometimes they do.
Okay.
But what I've realized is they just appreciate that I'm trying.
I can speak French. I'm not very good, but I can speak it and I can understand very well. But
you're saying that the French...
But they always come after me. They go, fuck it. Like they literally say, fuck this girl. She's English.
Yeah, okay. But
And I'm
that's,
like, bro, I can speak French.
But you're talking about comments on Instagram?
Yeah, I get.
Give me a break.
No.
Okay, that is a cesspool.
Yeah, obviously.
In the real world, I think when you go into a restaurant and you know it's a French restaurant and you know the person serving you is French, you start...
I'll speak French.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Respect matters. And actually, we don't want Montreal to become Toronto or Vancouver or Boston or Chicago.
Yeah.
People often tell me that I'd go to Boston sometimes. They're like, Boston's kind of like Montreal. I was like, yes, except it's missing a certain culture, the flavor, the texture. French does that. So 2 years in, like, I'm embracing that. I'm trying to learn more French. My kids go to school in a place that the 2 full days are French. And so I embrace all that. But back to the Montreal thing. There is something...
I love Montreal.
I love Montreal too. And I want more people to know it. 2 friends of mine recently moved to Montreal. One randomly moved to Montreal from Toronto. I'm actually meeting with him on Friday to see how his first 6 months have gone here. He moved here because he wants to be closer to Tremblant. He's a skier. Another friend of mine moved here.
Tremblant takes 4 hours to get to now.
Sometimes you have to time it properly.
Yeah, okay.
But another friend just moved here. Why? Because his wife's family is here.
Okay.
And a third friend's thinking of coming here. Why? Because they went to McGill. So you have these magnets of things that are bringing people to Montreal. And I want more people to consider this as a real viable place to live because I believe if they spend time here, they will fall in love with the city.
Like, I don't think I would ever move, ever. People want to move to Miami, though. It's like the new thing.
I left Miami. I came here.
It's a new thing.
There's always a new thing.
Okay, well, we have 15 minutes. Go to coffee order.
Espresso, short espresso at Parma.
Hidden gem in Montreal. The one you said on the Montreal only was like, I was like, he knows.
I
love how I remember that.
Was in the country?
No,
What kind of restaurant? Don't say what it is.
It was the hidden gem. It was Chalet barbecue.
Oh, of course. That's that really a hidden gem?
I was like,
well, Chalet barbecue.
Well, I
is
did
amazing.
say that. I was like, oh, it's not really hidden, but
Yeah,
a lot of
really
people
hidden.
don't know about it.
You know what actually a hidden gem is?
Have you been to Chalet barbecue?
Amazing on the carry. It's
God.
great. Hidden gem.
Good.
Auto Yakitori.
I went to the one because there's a few.
A few.
I went to the one in Royal Mount. It was amazing.
He's amazing. But the Auto Yakitori one near Concordia, it's upstairs. It doesn't look like much, but it's this cozy Japanese bar. When Lindsay and I go out for like a fancy dinner, like we're invited to a gala or something, and like, you know, the food always sucks.
You'll
and
go there.
It's like 11 o'clock and we're hungry. We go there.
And it's still open at 11?
It's still open late.
Oh, wow.
We'll drink Japanese beer. We'll eat yakitori sticks. I love that spot. I think it's really great. Let me think about it. I mean, Hiroshi Kitano is amazing.
That one's good too.
And Hiroshi is one of the best chefs.
Restaurant that doesn't get enough credit. That one, I guess.
That one definitely doesn't get enough credit. What doesn't get enough credit? Tavern on the Square does not get enough credit.
That's true.
I love Tavern on the Square.
I heard the burger is the best in Montreal.
Only on Tuesdays I think they serve it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was only on Wednesdays.
I went on Saturday night with my parents. It was incredible. It was like, it was incredible by global objective standard, not even Montreal standard. Like, it was so great. What else do I love? I really love, I mean, I mentioned 100% Beef, which is out in the country, but it's amazing.
It's
1890 in the country is also really good too. But hidden gem here, you know, there are a couple places we just keep going back to. I mean, I'm trying Fleur and Cadeau this weekend because I've never been there
Have you been to
before.
Sauté Brothers?
Amazing. Incredible.
good.
Well, that's not really hidden gem. People know that
Yeah,
well.
but a lot of people are like, "Ooh, St.
Yeah.
Henry." Ah,
You know, after I did the restaurant thing on Instagram, I mentioned Gentile being my favorite pizza. And actually, I realized there are two others that I love. One is G Pizza.
yes.
G is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And
The
he
owner,
is
what's his name?
amazing.
He's
Gio,
really, I
yeah,
like him.
G.
He's
Yeah.
he's
He's
nice.
incredible.
Yeah,
Great guy. And also Pizza Tony is so fantastic.
that's good.
We finally tried it. It's been a while.
But just the
But
crust is
but
way too charred.
oh, I like
Like,
it.
hurts my
I like
mouth.
it. Does it hurt your
But
mouth?
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. I mean, that's the coolest part of the city. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many places to go, and every place you go is so unique and different and cool and interesting.
Mhm.
And it's a restaurant city.
Mhm.
I mean, I said my favorite restaurant. It's still the same restaurant as it was when I said on the show is La Lune. It was my birthday 2 weeks ago, and my friends all sort of expected that I would take them to like some fancy restaurant for some like culinary, experience with truffle or whatever. We went to Doubles.
Doubles is amazing. Oh yeah, I saw that
Went
on
to
Instagram.
Doubles. Danny
That's a
Smiles was
very
there.
good
Danny was
burger
cooking
too.
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like we're playing pool, we were drinking great wine, but like it's a dive bar, but it's
Yeah.
like Doubles only exists because you have people in Montreal like Danny Smiles and Zach Malkovich.
Mhm.
And Zach Malkovich and Danny Smiles to me are the epitome of Montreal. Their give a shit level is so high,
Mhm.
their creativity is so high. And I think they inspire this place. And the fact that they want to stay here
Yeah.
and build here,
Have you
it's
ever been to
incredible.
Garde Manger?
Amazing. Amazing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
old school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Chuck Hughes obviously started the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. But in the spring we go to like these random sugar shacks
Mhm.
in Mirabel.
Those are the
They're
best.
amazing.
Yeah. Well, I go to Knowlton now.
Oh, cool. Where's
So
that?
it's
Oh,
in
Knowlton. That's
Eastern
Eastern
Townships.
Townships. Yeah.
Because we used to be in Tremblant.
Yeah.
But it took 4 hours. We were like, no. So now 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Country.
Yeah, I'm a Laurentian guy.
Mm.
I went to camp
Well,
there. I love it there.
Yeah. Well, do you ski?
Yeah.
Me
I
too.
ski Tremblant.
Yeah.
And actually Mont Blanc is really great too. My
Really?
kids really love it because my kids
Okay.
are
'Cause
small.
it's small. Yeah, it's
And
small.
this great entrepreneur named Steve just bought Mont Blanc about 2 years ago. He's become a friend. His incredible vision for it. He's really he's investing in Mont
Yeah.
Blanc, in the lifts, in the infrastructure.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool to meet all these people that, again, back to Montreal being the
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship city. Like everyone that I meet here, if you go to Toronto, the people that own the big hills are big corporations.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
people that own the restaurants are like Nobu is a big thing in Toronto, right? Like it's a cool restaurant, but like it's Nobu. It's
Yeah.
but in Montreal, it's independent.
Mhm.
Clothing companies, sneaker companies, like Norda. Do you know Norda's sneaker company? Like one of my
Maybe.
favorite sneaker companies on the planet,
Yeah.
Norda, Montreal based.
Oh, wow.
They're born and raised here. The people that own the ski hill
Mhm.
are independent entrepreneurs.
I didn't know they bought it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then guilty pleasure that would surprise people.
In Montreal?
Yeah.
A stuffed chicken sandwich from Stone and Deli.
Good
Sorry.
answer. Okay.
On a
Well,
challah roll, like chef's kiss.
have you been? Well, Jan's. You love Jan's too.
I mean,
Yeah,
don't
I
get me
love-
started.
I love
Jan's
Jan's
is
too.
like I order from Yan. So now they're on. You can
Yeah.
order from there. I think that is the greatest chicken soup in North America.
No, best chicken soup is Chalet Barbecue.
No way. No way. He's
Trust
putting
me.
crepe in. He's
Okay,
making
well,
it.
that's why. It's just like- it's
he's
like
putting
literally this small.
vegetables in. I think Benji Greenberg is
He's amazing.
He's
but
a
Have
legend.
you had the chicken soup from Chalet Barbecue?
100,000
Have you
times.
gone there?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
I have. It's great.
That's
But
the
I think
best.
Jan's is amazing. I think everything he makes is great, and he's open for dinner now. Again, like everywhere you turn, you meet these interesting
Exactly.
people.
He's
I mean,
nice.
Benji spent 8 years, working at Joe Beef, like learning the trade.
Mhm.
And then what does he do? He goes and opens up like a classic old school Jewish deli style restaurant, but also has, incredible steaks
Mhm.
like on the menu. It's
Oh,
so,
does he? I didn't know that. I
It's
did
so
an interview with
interesting.
him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you want to tell people? Just do it. No, I'm kidding.
What I want to tell people, look, I love that this happened. I love that you're fiddling with the microphone the entire time.
Is it going to be bad for the
You're-
recording?
It's going to be hilarious. Yeah,
It's
maybe
not.
don't touch it too much.
Well, it's fucking falling.
Just leave it. Mine didn't fall at all. Just want to put that out
Yeah, I
there.
know, because they gave me, they
Yeah, I
knew
know,
it.
yeah.
They knew. They said, sit here because they knew it was going to be fucked.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this.
Don't worry,
What I
we
wanna
have,
say-
we have 4 minutes.
Okay. The show's about Montreal, so I'll first start there. Look, I know that I'm obviously, and you called it out. You're like, you are like, you're being like, you're out there talking Montreal all the time. I do feel like if you want Montreal to be an incredible city, if you want Montreal to continue to be this incredible city, this is a call to action. Everyone who watches, if you know, we got to be net promoters of this place.
Mhm.
Like we cannot, obviously, like there's problems, politics, weather, whatever you want to, there's so many issues. Fine. Despite all of that, I still think it's the greatest place you can live. And I think the people that are here are, there is a joie de vivre. There is an interesting cultural energy here that exists that I haven't met anywhere else. The people here,
Mhm.
again, we've only met, this is our first time really meeting in person. Like we connect
Mhm. differently
with Montrealers than we do with other people. So my call to action for all of you watching and listening is the only way the city continues to be incredible and maybe even gets better is by all of us like talking about it.
Mhm.
You know, I went to McGill as effectively as an American, and most of my American friends at McGill went back home. And when they come to visit, like they often laugh about the last time they were here was a bachelor party.
Obviously.
Like we are way more than that.
Yeah.
And actually, I think the things that these magnets, whether it's Grand Prix weekend or it's Tremblant or it's McGill, like there are these things that bring people here. I think we have to create more magnets. So
Mhm.
everyone who's listening, if you have friends that are live outside of Montreal, like host them here,
Mhm.
show them these incredible places. Not to say they have to move here, but we all kind of have to be chief marketing officers of the city. That's kind of how it works. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want to end with where I started, which is there are people listening that are trying to find their thing, their life's work, their
Mhm.
next job, their career, whatever you want to call it. What you have done, Tori, is exactly the roadmap, which is you had this inkling, this instinct that, hey, I'm going to start doing these funny videos. And you got a little bit of feedback saying, hey, these are really funny. So
Mhm.
you made more of those. And then through that, some random tech entrepreneur, Harley, messaged you and said you should do a podcast. And you're like, I'm scared. And Harley says, don't be scared. And then you end up building it. Now you're on episode 20.
Mhm.
That's how it all works. None of us know what we're doing. We're all trying to figure it as we go. The people that you see that have a little more swagger about it, and people think you have swagger. I've heard that all the I hear that a lot. We're all kind of faking it.
Mhm.
And that's kind of the joy of entrepreneurship is knowing that everyone is just trying to do their best. We're all trying to figure it out. We still make tons of mistakes.
Yeah.
Hopefully the mistakes you have are offset by the wins that you have. But the thing that you've created with this podcast and frankly your entire social media, you know, push and brand and company, because I mean, whether you call it or not, like you've built a company, you built a business, and we'll talk about how we monetize it a little bit later. I have a lot of
Yeah.
ideas.
How do you
I have a lot about
monetize? Well,
the
oh my God, I
microphones.
actually have something to tell you, but after,
Okay.
later.
But you have done, you are the model.
Yeah.
Like the journey that you've been on, that's it. That's the whole thing. And anyone who's listening who wants to find their thing, put something out there. Like be vulnerable. Like try a video. If everyone hates it, it doesn't matter. If you love it, you know, Big Shot. I mentioned that I'm doing it for me and David and no one else. If no one else wants to listen to it, that's okay. We're doing it for us. But I remember the first couple of episodes, like no one watched,
Mhm.
and we're like, maybe this really is just for us. And then randomly we did episode 4 was Izzy Sharp, go to the Four Seasons Hotel. And all of a sudden it started to get bigger. And then we did one more episode. I think it was Leo Cooperman, who built Omega, or David Rubenstein, and like more people started watching. And it's kind of interesting, like in business and entrepreneurship, it's really this like hockey stick curve where it kind of starts like this. And when you're here on this side of the curve, it feels shitty. It feels bad. It feels intimidating. And then at some point you kind of hit this apex. And once you kind of get on this side, then it starts to get good. Now you're building momentum. But often people quit when they're kind of on the flat part. And you may be one video, one blog post, one meeting away from that inflection point, and that's when you hit it. But that's how all of us did it. Just like that. And I think you are a wonderful and a beautiful example of entrepreneurial instincts. So again, I'm really proud of
That's
what
so
you
nice.
built.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.
Pleasure.
Are we gonna go meditate?
You want to meditate?
Yeah. Are we all gonna meditate?
Let's do it on camera here okay. All right, ready? 4 breaths in.
Is this
Close your
what
eyes.
we
Close your
have
eyes.
to do?
Close your eyes.
Okay. Are we all doing it?
You can all do it. Okay. Here we go. This is so weird.
Is it weird?
It's a little weird.
Good. This is great.
Okay.
Well, why? This is
Okay.
on.
I've never actually done
on.
like a meditation. It's usually just me. All right, so I like to clasp my hands like this. We're gonna go 4 in, 8 out. 4 in through the mouth, 8 out through the nose. 4 in through the nose, 4 out through the nose. Ready?
I could have passed out.
Good.
That was good.
That was like 8 seconds. If you do that for 8 minutes, I don't know
You did
what.
that 8 times for 8 minutes?
I do that for 8 minutes. I have something called Insight Timer on my phone.
Yeah, but do you like
And
just
I-
think about like everything that's gonna happen?
Okay,
today?
so
Like, oh
that's the
my
problem.
God.
Everyone sort of assumes that meditations you have to clear your mind.
Yeah.
No, it's not the thing. In fact, you just pull it back. So thought comes in, acknowledge it, let it go. Thought comes in, acknowledge it, let it go. And eventually it gets easier. I've been doing this again. I don't meditate because like I'm some sort of like spiritual guru. Nothing. I have high anxiety.
Yeah.
I need to manage my anxiety in order for me to be effective at like the shit that I'm doing in my
Yeah.
life. And meditation, I find, is the greatest way for me to do it.
Okay.
Have you ever cold plunged?
No.
Okay, that's like another thing.
Way too cold.
That's another
But
episode.
then I heard that cold plunge is bad.
For women, apparently, it's not as good.
I was like, oh wow, they just
Yeah.
tell us to do it, and then now you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
This has been If You Know, You Know with Tori and Harley. Totally unhinged,
Unhinged.
completely insane,
I was actually
and so.
calm. I was actually pretty calm. This
Were you calm?
episode. Yeah, I
Yeah.
am so much crazier.
Who's your favorite guest so far?
You.
No, seriously. That'd be me.
I can't
Yeah,
say.
you have to say it. Yeah. Who's the most unhinged guest?
Catherine.
Okay.
But she just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining.
And then you have some that
Harley, thank you so much for joining us. This was incredibly inspiring. From entrepreneurship lessons to Montreal gems, we basically got a VIP tour of your brain. For everyone listening, big risks and creativity go a long way. If you love this episode, share it with someone chasing a dream. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on If You Know, You Know.